Coming out to the Outer Hebrides was a bit of a spur-of-the-moment decision. We had been on Skye. We came off and went back along the Moray coast. We had some bits to pick up at Lindsay and David's, and then we went down to Stonehaven and to Balmady. And Phil looked at the weather forecast and said, actually, the next few weeks are not at all bad going into March. Shall we go back up to Skye? And if the weather stays good, do the crossing over to the Outer Hebrides. Now, Phil doesn't like ferries. He really doesn't like ferries. And so he wasn't keen on doing it on anything resembling a rough day. So we actually looked at the forecast, fingers crossed. There was one heck of a storm coming in at the beginning of March, but by the 7th it was supposed to die down. So we decided to book the ferry for the 7th of March, because you do tend to need to book even at this time of year when you've got a vehicle over 6 metres, because they only allocate so many spaces to the larger vehicles. Ours is only 6.1, but it falls in that category. And also, we don't like to leave the doggies alone in the van. We like them to come to the pet lounge. Again, only so many allocated pet spaces. So you have to be quite careful. Make sure that if you're going to come out here, you do book in advance. Anyway, we were very, very fortunate. The Thursday, on the 6th of March, it was blowing a hoolie. We only just managed to get to Ewig because there was a thing up that they might likely close the Skye Bridge due to the high winds. In the end, we got across. We spent a night at Ewig ferry terminal, and we caught the ferry the next day, by which time, yep, the winds had died down and we had a beautiful crossing, as you will see in the video coming up. And we start off with our last visit to Skye and an introduction by Phil.
We're doing early morning dog walk video this morning. It was raining rather hard. Dealing with the dogs in the video in the wind and the rain wasn't good. But anyway, this is where we parked up last night. It's just a lay-by. But when you say just a lay-by in Scotland, it's always got some sort of view. So there we go, wasn't too bad. Anyway, we're going to go down into Portree and have a look around the shops, see what there is. I need a new pair of jeans, we need a new few bits and pieces, so I'll switch you off and I'll meet you in Portree. Bye.
And it's Thursday, it's the 6th of March, and tomorrow we are due to sail to the Outer Hebrides. This is Skye, and as you can see, it's not a very nice day. So yes, we went to Portree, that's Skye's capital. As it was rather a wet day, we decided to kill some time looking around the shops. The lady I was pictured with is the owner of Skye Boutiques. Hand-dyed material turned into beautiful clothes, and I was very lucky because Phil bought me a lovely new jacket. And then he took a fancy to one himself. So we left the shop with two. We will be wearing them at some point in the future because at the moment it's too cold. And they are definitely for spring rather than winter, which it still feels like at the moment. We've stopped to take some photos and a bit of video of the waterfalls that are absolutely stunning at the moment. They really has a lot of water in them the last few days. So we are currently making our way up to Ewig for our ferry. We're going to stay on the ferry terminal at Ewig tonight.
Look at that. Just a torrent coming down there.
Ready for our ferry, assuming it's running all normally. Even shutting your hand in the van door has not got you out of going on the ferry.
I got a broken finger, I can't worry.
You haven't got a broken finger and I drove with a broken wrist. And trapping your hand in the door is a bit of an extreme way to try to get out of a ferry crossing. And unless you want to be out on deck during the crossing, it's a good idea to give the dogs a decent walk before you go, which we did as the sailing was for 2 in the afternoon. We had plenty of time in the morning to exercise the doggies, give them some nice walks around the harbour. Saw this interesting tour bus. And that's where we board the ferry, which will take us to Tarbet on Lewis on the Outer Hebrides. And Phil pointed at the axle weight for the allowed vehicles and said maybe I shouldn't have any more biscuits with my coffee. Now that's the pot calling the kettle black. It wasn't too bad a morning, allowed us to get out, wasn't raining. As I said, fingers were being crossed that everything was okay for the afternoon, and as it was, our ferry arrived about 20 minutes late. But we really weren't too worried, as by that time it had really started to brighten up a little and the sea was like a mill pond. We had a quick visit to the Sky Brewery and then checked in at the ferry terminal as they ask an hour before sailing. Come on.
Yeah, I'll just do my phone.
I don't know. I was busy with the dogs. Thought I'd try and get a bit of a view of us going out. Hopefully we might spot some wildlife, and Phil thought he'd lost his phone but he's found it, and now we're getting ready to cross over to the Outer Hebrides. As the windows are so dirty, I thought you're not going to get much of a shot out through there. Ribs! No. Are you darling? That's all the alarms going off. And literally, just as we got settled in our seats, there was an announcement over the tannoy for all van drivers to please report to the deck, because they needed to rearrange everything for a lorry that had boarded late. And Phil was gone about 10-15 minutes doing that, but I continued to enjoy the view. Poor Phil wasn't too happy, as he doesn't like even sitting in the seat of the ferry, let alone having to go and move the van. Yes, hour and 40 minutes. It's not the distance, it's just the manoeuvring time and that, isn't it? They've got to go a certain way and... Yeah, it's Dolphins. Windows are too dirty to get anything. Maybe you should go out and clean them.
video was going on.
I'll try.
You will. You will do it. You'll do it.
Some birds out on the rocks, that's about it. That's all I can see anyway. But then with your big lens, you probably pick up a lot more.
Ladies and gentlemen, we shall shortly be arriving at our destination. Would all vehicle drivers have the...
Go and then look.
Yeah. There we go. It's coming off the ferry at Tarbet.
We made it!
Well,
Continue straight, then turn left.
We made it! We made it!
Take the next left
Phil
towards
is jolly
A868.
glad that we're now off the ferry.
Woo!
Continue straight onto A868.
And I'm sure we'll
Paris
see.
Distillery!
Oh yeah. I'm sure we'll see a lot more of this shortly.
There's the ferry over the top of the wall there, look.
Yeah, I got a picture of him now. Just coming round the corner when it clears. Might be able to see her. Now we've got humped and bumps in the road.
There she is. For sale, that one there.
Yeah.
Oh, we've landed.
We have indeed.
Yeah, Trevor D.
Yes.
I was rather nervous getting on that ferry this morning, but it wasn't too bad at all. It was a lot better than what I thought. I was seasickness pills. Yeah, they done alright.
Yeah.
They done alright. That's where the ferry come in over there, isn't it?
It is. That was it. Parking up ahead.
Yeah,
Can have a look. I don't know. Not a bad view. That's alright, we'll find somewhere else, darling.
It's our first park up on the Outer Hebrides. After what can only be described as an uneventful ferry trip over from Uig, which I'm grateful for. So here we are, first night, not far out of Tarbet, cut a mile, just a little laid by, beautiful view. This will do for tonight. While we sort out where we're going to go and what we're doing. Good morning. Our first morning on the Outer Hebrides. Look at this. The camera's not picking up the light on the hills in the background, and it's just not, which is a shame because it is really, really awesome. And there we go. And on the mountains here, there's the waterfalls coming down. You can see them there. I can't zoom in too far on the phone, but I'll try and get some photographs on the big camera later. But look at that. The road goes all the way back up behind them houses up there. I have to check on the map where it goes. If it comes to a dead end or whatever, but that's worth a look and an adventure later on. But there you go, it's our first morning here and we're both so excited to be here exploring this wonderful part of the UK. I don't think you can get much farther, probably the Shetlands, that's about it. From the mainland and still be in the UK. There we go. Anyway, there's the gophers are here. Two of them anyway. Little Lol, the little princess, got cold and had to go back in. So there we go, there's the van. I'm going to go back, get a nice cup of Yorkshire and have some breakfast. Catch you later, guys.
So that was our first park up. I do hope you enjoyed our little introduction to our new Vanlife on the Outer Hebrides podcast and videos. You can pick it all up on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel. Give us a like, that's a thumbs up. And of course, click the little bell and then you'll get notified when our next video is out. They may be a bit late, not the normal few a week because the signal here is pretty patchy. But bye for now.